Better. Hello. Welcome to the word of the week that is healing. Healing. I have to put more books here. So I want to also to restore a space in the back of my house so I can put all the books there. Here, people are asking me to take them, and it's a share office place, so people are welcome to read them while they are here within the facility. Because I had gone places where the writer signatures a book, and people don't return the books. So it doesn't feel like my office. I feel a little bit like in the streets or having to share with strangers, even though there is a camera here. It's like, who is going to bother to ask somebody if somebody takes a book or something? So also wishing good luck for everyone's performance, work. Talking about books, which have been healing to me, and listening to the content of so many people on YouTube and information in internet as well as what friends share on Facebook or fictional characters. So sometimes between entertaining and most of the time, because I don't watch movies really, that's for people who lack imagination and has to give it to you. So your brain becomes like that. Nothing. You believe anything you're told. Entertainment, not much. Perform. That's it. Feed yourself and go entertain yourself again. And create more content to entertain others and yourself. So I got this book here from Donald Hoffman. I pay for the taxes £69. And the book's maybe 20 or I don't remember. And this one came from the library that I ordered it because it was stolen with all my books and all my belongings. And it's a very good book from professors of, I think they're professors of Oxford. Sanctuary of Apollo at Delphi. So it's one of the characters that I have stayed with me for a long time. This is like an encyclopedia of very well detailed. The architecture, everything, very well detailed of exquisitely written with a very British academic connotation. Delphic dedication spread. Dedicators were becoming more and more sophisticated in their manipulation of the dedicatory landscape within the sanctuary. So I would love to get another channel and just read aloud to enjoy. Would I give commentaries? It's just do it for myself. It's amazing. So I was filming on a live in one of my platforms in Facebook, and somebody put a filter there. First, they didn't want to show the video, the algorithm, because it said I was using someone's music. So it was not to the view of people. And then I report when I come back to hear it. It said, I said, there's no music or anyone's voice. It's just me talking. And when I see it again, because I like to imagine what people say or imagine what people might be thinking or who would think that. So, and it's always surprising because I don't know, it's imagination. And I start to see here how it was a filter here. They put a filter here, like the skin going down like that, like a very bitter, resentful person. Like, look. How do I have to create that skin going down? So that is Facebook, Mr. Metaverse. And who is doing that? And why would they? At the end, was at the end. I was like, oh my God, like, should I download this? Because they have chosen to do that, not me. So any money that Bill Gates can give you, it will never be nothing compared to the power of virtual reality in the future. And that's for anyone who belongs to this circle. Where the formula is to belong. Because not all the formula has been given. Well, it's been healing to recover this book. Delphi. The city of Delphi is sometimes like when I was in the ashram in India, one of these places where we felt like we were in Hollywood and to be privileged, like hippie rich kids, even though it was middle class. Most of the kids really, but there were also the producers from Hollywood, the Jews, a great feeling. This is a great feeling with all this, spirituality and healing. So I wanted to talk because this is a character that has inspired me to to bring this interpretation. Sometimes I go like if I am possessed. So one of the most healing meditations, if not the best, is dynamic meditation from Osho, where you get to expose your darkest emotions, craziness, madness, hatefulness, and you, after breathing without rhythm in the dark, you get to just put all your energy to breathe, with opening your thorax so all the oxygen enters there. Without rhythm, arrhythmic. So it's not already like you are breathing mechanically by itself and then you start thinking. No, that's to stop the thinking. Is the meditation designed and tailor before the sunrise. Just brush the teeth and go to meditate and keep that like kind of sleepy mode. It's all about modes, the dynamic meditation. And you start to keep in that state of the brain that is still kind of like, or if it's in an alpha wave or or in trance or dreaming, it's still not very conscious. So there are that breathing, it helps to later, after 10 minutes of that chaotic arrhythmic breathing, it helps to explode and be able to bring out this catharsis that at the beginning one has to bring a theater to it, because one is so disconnected to the bad emotions. We have been so educated to not show our bad emotions, of course. Education is fantastic, but the most educated you are, the more you are cut away from what you feel. It's becoming more distant as people are on internet, starting to be more disassociated from their feelings as well. And there you can allow yourself to scream and shout and go crazy, just go crazy. And it gets a moment where you watch the consciousness watching all this, hearing other people as well. So it took me 2 years to connect with that. The new Mac iPhone has come, and the new Apple phone, the new iWatch. Oh, look cool, right? That's healing as well. I cried for all the people that saved their lives, their new iPhone, because I want to give one to Richard Savina, so he can always be aware of his heartbeat. But right now, I need to create this self-reassuring work to be able to bring something beautiful to the world around me. So that is healing for me. Healing is being in touch with your work, being in touch with your deepest or darkness or uncomfortable emotions, and also with that which is transformative from it, that can lead to somewhere if it does, or be paused, because sometimes there are just poor choices or no choices at all. Also because of certain qualities that we have put ourselves into. We might have been aware, but when we come inside that field, it's like, oh, I didn't know. We knew, but being in that story is like, oh, if I knew it really, I wouldn't have done it. I knew it, but I didn't really knew it as being in character in that scenario. And from within, it feels totally different being in that moment of composition, and then change the dynamic. Meditation changes, and you have to flip, and then you have to start jumping, or change, and then you must be dancing. Changes, and you just must be in silent, like a statue. Just observing your brain. How is it working? How is that mechanism working? And for me, it's all the adult therapists, doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists They all praise, among all the meditations, dynamic meditation, which is a therapeutic meditation I call heavy metal. Because I was like, oh. And when you see that within yourself, you can automatically see it from another. The thing is that the other is not so aware of it. But you really got to play all your notes and keys and fibers and strings and words and chain effect that links to all those emotions, because they come with a series of pictures that are aligned and they unleash from your memory like that when you're really like going. But as I say, it took me 2 years to see. Yeah. Of course, healing is, I would say, maintenance is important, because, for example, you could have been a dancer all your life. I could have studied whatever, but if you don't maintain it, then it's kind of like, or one generates or one degenerates. There is no place in between. That is one of the Tibetan healing Alaka said from the Rash, who was in the Tibet in a monastery. There is no point in between. Or you are degenerating or you are generating. So healing is also generating. So, well, it feels like paradise to be in environments that are healing. And that's what I felt in India or in my home. My mother had a charisma where everyone would come there and the people gather as friends. That's like a healing atmosphere because they tell their problems. Nobody talks about business or money or who is who, unless you are with certain people who really care about that. Because some people use other people, so that's all they see. They see people like resumes. What could you do for me? Yeah, that's the kind of friends people have, and they're just working 24/7. Eventually, they will use you sooner or later. So my mother never had that kind of people, so they are considered to be tied up. And she said, "Oh, they're too boring because it's everything about pretense, and they're so boring. It's like I cannot deal with them for too long." So she was not interested in being so rich, and then she just left it all, went to India and spent all her money there. And she had the power to redo her money again and just drop it. And I've been always watching her behavior, and I was like, gosh, if I could at least express myself, because I don't think my mother is very aware of what she feels, even though she's the one who introduced me to all this healing form of therapy, psychologists, psychiatrists of all sorts of, from the School of Medicine, who left the school, and the academics willingly with awareness before being pushed. But there are problems within the schools of psychology, psychiatry, and of course, anything that's related to government. Why? Because they're made to manipulate people. And you know that very well. Is it fun? Are we learning? Are we behaving to share? What is freedom, anyways? Of expression. What is sickening? So I did come for help because in the future, as it has happened now, they are going to be problems because people get stuck in character and other people judge for others who can interpret it better than their own real life persona. because or they're too fake or they just don't have anything but just an illusion. You can see that layer of illusion. And we really make believe that we are, but the people you don't hear, because all you hear, they are suckers. These are the people you hear, but people want to be close and they want to know and they want to see and they want to believe, but not everyone thinks in the same way. As people that are so free, they could care less about these different textures of reality. What is really, really being real? What is a sickness? What is conjoined? A reality with the sickness? What's going on? Because the sickness has its own reality. The things that it's not aware that it's going to also destroy itself by destroying the body. To leave it there. Yeah. So I put all these animals are spray. They're part of the office. This is not my style. Love is love. It's like my the prince is the prince of the last prince of Italy. Sergio di Murasao, an artist of Ibiza. It's very old now. He could be king. Sad. It's sad. It's sad how many lost the kingdom in Europe. Also Portugal. Love is life is his slogan. He made a new one that it was girls, girls, girls. I was like, yeah. And I defended him. You know what? People do whatever they want. They're adults, okay? So I will hear all sorts of gossips about him because he had all the support from the Conseil of Ibiza, because he was very well connected and he was refined. He never had anything negative. So he was very healthy to be around. And that makes you feel healthy, wealthy, cheering, which is the same meaning in Latin for salute. Salute is also a brindis where you cheers. Salute. Salute also means wealthy. Viene de una familia proveniente, saludable, healthy. It comes from a healthy family. So healthy is also a synonymous of wealth and cheering, which are virtues of Olympus, as to say, a heavenly state. Yet in the dictionary, healing, and we're talking about what runs within yourself, right? Is to say, wherever you go, you carry this within, or you're having it momentarily for a season of your life, time of your life. So in the dictionary is the process of making, it's the process of making, that's it. What I mean by the process of making is that if you're working and just being active, generating, that's healing. Yes, forget about therapy and all this psychoanalysis. Yeah, okay, let's go. Like, you want to classify what is what in the process of psychosis? All right. We'll go and dig into the darkness to see all this. What is from what? Or becoming sound or healthy again. The process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. The gift of healing. Adjective. Tending to heal. Therapeutic. A healing experience. the healing process. So it was marvelous to always be with this healing atmosphere, people taking care of themselves, doing all these sorts of therapy groups. There were dozens by dozens for each school in the ashram, where there were 5 schools. Healing. So a doctor could talk about that way better. As for example, the scar tissue that is not, that's breaking the tissue of reality. So there is some damage can be recovered. That memory will always be there. Whatever is that mark, sometimes whatever you put a prosthetic leg, your leg will never come. Okay. Some damages are irreversible. Because when you kill someone, you're to destroy, you're going through on a too destructive path. So, okay, so in the same, I'm not saying anything new, okay? I'm not gonna say any ideas or bring any new content. I don't feel like joking or being theatrical as well. I'm tired. I was in London talking with everyone my way, like all over the place. Because I'm not role playing, so I have to take up my little monstrous role player. So there you go. And the synonymous for maybe another week, a day of the week. Synonymous for words. Incredible. But I'm sorry, I shouldn't do these things like this. I should have a script. I don't feel like going crazy in this place. I'm also tired of doing those characters or character. So, well, I had it ready, but it's not. Here it is. Healing from the freetreasurers.com. Healing as a synonymous for healing. The branch above splits to restoring and below soothing. So restoring or taking drugs to alleviate the pain, and then the verb to restore and create healing, right? So, and from above it splits restoring, from above therapeutic, and to the right remedial, restorative, curative, analeptic, and to the left medicinal, restoring, sanative. Below soothing splits in comforting, mitigative, lenitive. I've never read this word. Lenitive, emollient, passive, assuaging, mild, gentle. I guess healing is related to pain, right? because the pain will tell us something is wrong, or we have to do something. Even it could be the house, could be in your family situation, or how is the world that is in a greater scale compared to you, but within you can portray it better. Or you're fixated, you have a fixed idea towards someone because it reflects something about who you are or who is around you as well, because there's no healing. The beliefs of not forgiving, because to instead of helping and healing, it will want to kill the cancer, right? To make the body better. So there are different forms of healing, and diagnosis. The diagnosis will tell you what to do. Yeah, because you're going to do an act for the greater good, sacrifice one for the rest. Is it really necessarily? You don't need to cut the leg or your own because the other one. Or you really think it really works this way, and right? This your predicament, I guess. So well, we're here to have a little fun and see how we enjoy virtual reality, from fantasy and fiction to real life with storytelling. I was wondering what am I going to do? So I'm already gonna talk about what I'm doing now. I'm sure that I'm not gonna listen to some people because I have to start writing again and disconnect with a lot of things and just go back to myself as I used to be. This reading that makes me heal and find other another part of myself that is very private, and it feels nice. So well, wow, amazing. I just opened a page here. Oh, so beautiful. On the page 289 of Delphi, A History of the Center of the Ancient World by Michael Scott. Highly recommend it. So it's printed in UK and is also printed in United States of America. Wow. Okay. Delphi is, for example, still a buzzword for modern notions of communication and access knowledge, as well as for philosophical thought. Its reputation as a place of international cooperation. However much we may want to nuance the reality of that reputation in the ancient Greek world and point instead to its origins in the Roman misinterpretation of Delphi as its amphistione, has ensured Delphi remains an ancient example for and even yardstick of our own modern attempts at international diplomacy and cooperation. It's not hardcover. There. So, well, I also got these other books here, but it's a lot more history, I guess. Enjoy healing yourself, because I have healed people, but the people return to their own pathologies. So it is of yours to keep maintaining yourself in tune with your own. Why is this returning? Why is this again? Where's the heading of this news? Bye.